Okay, everyone, we're going to continue on here. In this next problem, it's slightly different because we're now talking about a two-lane road. Okay, we're talking about a two-lane road. So it just changes the problem slightly, but it doesn't change the way we approach it at all. So let me go ahead and draw the picture here. So here's our archway. It has a width of 50, which means I know that this point here is going to be 25. That's a 2 there. That's 25. And I know the height here is 15. So this point is going to be 0, 15. It's a two-lane road, so my entire truck, right, is going to be on this side of that center lane. So my truck is actually here. There's my truck. Good thing I'm not teaching you guys to draw because I'm a terrible drawer. But you get the general idea there. So now for this particular problem, right, I'm looking for the coordinates of this point here. But now that point is 14 comma y, right, because my entire truck is over here and my truck is 14 feet wide. Right, so my truck's 14 feet wide. I want to know at 14 feet, at the width of 14 or 14 feet from the center line here, how tall is my archway? Okay. So if I go ahead and put together my equation here, I have x squared over 25 squared plus y squared over 15 squared is equal to 1. So that's x squared over 625, right? 25 squared is 625. I think so. Let me double check that because it should be right. 5 squared. Yeah, 625. Just had a brain cramp for a second there. Y squared over 225 is 1. And so now my x here is going to be 14. So I've got 14 squared. 14 squared over 625 plus y squared over 225 is 1. 14 squared is 196, so that would be 196 over 625. 5 plus y squared over 225 equal to 1. So y squared over 225 is going to be 1 minus 196 over 625, which comes out to be 429 over 625. And just to be clear, right, this is coming from, I'll do it here, y squared over 225 is equal to 1 minus 196 over 625, right? That's where that 429 over 625 comes from. If I multiply both sides of my equation by 225, I'm just going to go up here. I end up with y squared is equal to, I think it's 3861 over 25. And if I take the square root of that, I end up with about 12.43. So the height of my archway, 14 feet from the center, is 12.43. My truck is 13 feet tall, so it's not going to fit. So the answer here is no, because 13 is greater than 12.43. Okay, so it's not that much different than the other problem. It's just that the entire truck is on the one side of the arch, so you just have to change the x value that you're using there. Okay, and the last problem, it says a road passes through a tunnel in the form of a semi-ellipse. In order to widen the road to accommodate more traffic, engineers must design a larger tunnel that is twice as wide and 1.5 times, that's supposed to say as tall, not a stall, as tall as the original tunnel. The design for the original tunnel can be modeled by the equation x squared over 100 plus y squared over 64 is 1, measured in feet. Write an equation for the design of the larger tunnel. Okay, so in this case then, if I have x squared over 100 plus y squared over 64, that means, right, this is my a squared, right? So a squared is 100, which means that a is 10. And b squared is 64, which means that b is 8. And so remember that this is a horizontal ellipse, so my that's my major axis. That's the width of my archway. And so I want to double that. So if I double that, right, the width of my archway. So let's be careful here, because remember, this 10, this is my archway. That 10 is the distance from here to here. So the actual width of my archway is 20. So the width is 20. But my height is actually 8, right? Because this distance here is 8. So I need to double my width. So my width now becomes 40. 1.5 times my height. My height then becomes 12. And so when I put those into my equation, because it just says write an equation for the design of the larger tunnel, I end up with x squared over 40 squared plus y squared over 12 squared is 1. So that gives me x squared over, actually let me backtrack here, sorry. My whole width is 20, or excuse me, my whole width is 40. I got overzealous here. My whole width is 40, right? So what goes here is 20, because remember my a value is also, my new a value is doubled. The entire width comes out to be 40, but remember a is half of that, so a should be 20, not 40 in there, okay? So I end up with x squared over 400 plus y squared over 144 is equal to 1. And that's the equation of your new ellipse. So just be careful. The width, remember, A was 10, but that didn't represent the width of the ellipse, or of the archway, right? That was only from the center to one of the vertices. So the entire width of the archway was 20. We doubled that, it becomes 40. But remember, A is just your distance from that center out to that vertex. So your A value in this case is just going to be 20. Okay, and that's the equation of your new ellipse. Hopefully that helps. You have assignments. There's a worksheet for the assignment today. Make sure you do the assigned problems. Use this as a guide when you're doing those problems. You should be okay with that. All right, everybody, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.